66 million years ago, an asteroid was supposed to end every dinosaur on Earth. It missed. The angle went wrong. The rock skipped off the atmosphere like a stone across water and burned back into space. No dead planet. Just a really bad Tuesday for one particular Tyrannosaurus. So what happens to her now? And more terrifying, do you ever get the chance to exist at all? Here's what would happen if that asteroid had skidded off Earth. Here's the part that's 100% real. In 2020, Imperial College London found the Chicxulub asteroid hit at almost the worst possible angle. A steep 60 degrees, engineered by pure cosmic bad luck to blast the maximum sulfur into the sky. A shallower angle, off by just a few degrees, way less debris, way less darkness. So today, we're running that math the other way. No tsunami reaching the clouds. No firestorm swallowing continents. Just a bad light show the Triceratops forget by next Tuesday. In our real timeline, it was the small ones who made it through. The giants starved, and a few shrew-sized mammals slipped through the gap. Here, there's no gap. T-Rex stays king. Mosasaurs keep patrolling the oceans like scaled submarines. And you? You're still just a rat hiding in a hole, praying nothing bigger notices you exist. The age of dinosaurs isn't ending today. It's just getting warmed up. And trust me, warmed up is going to sound like the understatement of the century. Fast forward past the extinction that never happened. Millions of years roll by. Continents keep drifting apart. Ocean currents shift. Ice ages roll in and out, same as they did in our own timeline. But here's the real question. Does anything actually stay king forever? Nope, nothing on this planet gets to sit still. Every predator that stops improving becomes someone else's lunch. It's an arms race between all of them, at once. With no ceasefire in 66 million years, round one goes to the king. And here's a fact that'll mess with everything Hollywood taught you. Those stubby arms everyone jokes about? They're not a design flaw. They shrank on purpose, alongside a skull growing massive enough to make grabby little arms a liability during a feeding frenzy. So evolution doesn't fix the arms. It doubles down. Same king, except the skull's wider, the bite's nastier, and the arms are basically an afterthought. And the eyes stay exactly as terrifying as they already were. A 2006 University of Oregon study measured T-Rex's binocular range at 55 degrees, wider than a modern hawk's. The king doesn't retire. The king gets meaner. Round two belongs to something smaller, and honestly, worse. Real velociraptors were turkey-sized at the moment our asteroid grazed by, already feathered, already hunting in packs. Give those feathers another 66 million years, and they keep evolving toward exactly what feathers are built for: flight. Picture the raptor you know, ground-bound, chasing prey through underbrush. Now picture its great-great, however many times, grandkid. Same claws, same pack instincts, except now it hunts from above. They just circle, above even them. Pterosaurs already had wingspans pushing 11 meters, bigger than a fighter jet, the moment everything changed. Give them more time, and there's genuinely no ceiling up there anymore. None. Round three isn't about becoming a better killer. It's about surviving one. Picture the long-necked giants you know, Brontosaurus types, tall as a 4-story building. Now give their descendants 66 million years of getting bitten by an ever-upgrading king. The ones with thicker hide survive. So the hide keeps thickening, generation after generation, until it's less reptile skin and more walking body armor. Their guts evolve too. into digestive systems closer to a modern cow's than anything scaly. Bigger, tougher, genuinely harder to kill. 3 rounds down. And there's one competitor evolution was saving for last. Meet the one competitor that was never about size or teeth at all. Troodon. About the size of a large dog, with a brain-to-body ratio that makes every reptile cousin on this list look primitive by comparison. Scientists measure this with something called an encephalization quotient. Troodon already sits around 5.8, roughly in line with a modern cassowary. Not exactly Einstein, but smart enough to hunt in coordinated groups. And give it another 66 million years of pressure, in a world where every predator around it keeps getting sharper too. And that number goes somewhere nobody can predict. Paleontologist Dale Russell actually ran this exact thought experiment, and he called the result a dinosauroid. Bipedal, large-eyed, clawed, built for tool use and coordinated hunting. And here's the part that finally answers the real question. Does anything rule this planet forever? Nope. Because somewhere in this arms race, brains just became a weapon too. And unlike claws or size or speed, a weapon like that doesn't share a throne with anybody. Zoom out, and here's the world this arms race actually builds. Rainforests thicker than anything alive today, because nothing ever clear-cut them for farmland. Grasslands patrolled by armored herbivores the size of a school bus, moving in herds that shake the ground before you even see them. Coastlines crawling with amphibious hunters that never had to compete with a single seal or shark for the crown. Every open niche on Earth, sky, land and water, already has an occupant. And that occupant has had 66 million extra years to make sure nothing else gets a turn. So the dinosaurs get smarter, faster, considerably more terrifying. Great news for them. Less great news for the one species watching this video right now. Because there's a question we've been dodging this whole time. And, yeah, the answer is worse than anything with claws could ever do to you. Here's the brutal math nobody wants to run. The only reason mammals ever got a shot at running this planet is that the extinction event emptied out every major ecological niche on Earth at once. No competition, no 80 million year head start for reptiles who are already better at this than we were. Take that extinction away, and that door never opens. Ever. No elephants, no horses, no whales, since even those trace back to small land mammals that needed an empty ocean to expand into. No primates climbing down out of trees to eventually stand upright. And without primates, no us. Homo sapiens simply never happens. You're not the endangered species in this story. You're the one who never got a shot at being a species at all. Let's bend the rules for 1 second, just to see it. Say some stubborn branch of mammal life claws its way to intelligence anyway, against every odd stacked in this scenario. You wouldn't be building cities. You couldn't. Forests here have grown taller and denser without herds of grazing giants keeping them thin. If a pack of T-Rex descendants could raid your camp at any moment, would you ever risk settling down? Putting down roots your whole tribe could lose overnight? Yeah, didn't think so. Picture small, fast, paranoid bands of humans, constantly moving through a wilder, less tamed version of Earth, never staying anywhere long enough to become a target. No agriculture, no writing, no internet, just survival, on repeat, forever. Now, before you assume dinosaurs just win by default forever, real paleontology throws in one more curveball. Some fossil evidence suggests the big meat-eating predators were already declining before the asteroid hit. Massive volcanic eruptions in India had been pumping greenhouse gases into the sky for thousands of years. That means even if the rock misses, the dinosaurs might not be totally in the clear. Just on a much, much longer clock, measured in millions of years instead of one bad afternoon. There's a stranger casualty here too. One branch of small dinosaurs survived the extinction and became birds. In this scenario, that branch never gets the empty world it needed to fill. No safe skies, no reason to shrink, no reason to fly. The small, fast-feathered dinosaurs that gave us birds might just stay exactly what they already are. ground-bound, and permanently outranked. A slump isn't a death sentence though, so no, the volcanoes don't finish the job. They never do. You're walking through what used to be a forest, except the canopy is taller than anything that grows in our timeline, thick enough to blot out most of the sky. The air smells wrong, reptilian, metallic. A shadow moves between the trees. Low. Fast. And it's not running from you. It's pacing you. Feathers rustle somewhere in the canopy above. Something with claws and a 5.8 encephalization quotient is deciding, right now, whether you're worth the calories it'll burn catching you. You are not the apex predator in this world. You never were. You're a snack with a decent hiding instinct. And the only reason you've made it this far is that the thing hunting you hasn't gotten hungry yet. Step back far enough, and this whole video comes down to one uncomfortable fact. Your existence was never guaranteed. It was a rounding error, a rock that happened to fall at exactly the wrong angle, at exactly the wrong moment, for exactly one unlucky species of dinosaur. Shift that angle by a few degrees, and every human who's ever lived, every war, every song, every dumb argument at Thanksgiving dinner, simply doesn't happen. Not because it went differently, because there was never a stage for it to happen on in the first place. Every forest you've ever walked through exists because one catastrophe cleared the field at exactly the right moment. The universe doesn't owe intelligent life a second chance. It gave us exactly one shot, off exactly one asteroid, at exactly the right angle. We just happened to be standing on the right side of the odds. So the next time someone tells you dinosaurs had their time and then it ended, remind them that it almost didn't. We're not living in a timeline where the giants simply lost. We're living in the one where a rock happened to strike at exactly the right angle to wipe them out, instead of glancing off the atmosphere and disappearing into space, as it easily could have. And did you know there have been far more recent close calls, asteroids that came terrifyingly close to hitting Earth? To find out which ones, subscribe and stick around, because that's exactly where we're headed next. The universe has laws. COSO science just likes asking what would happen if it didn't. Catch you in the next one.